Hey people, Indra here, 2v2, Calderis, Refinery, blue team. It's Mostafa with the Hive Tyrant, a durable hero, walking through objects that cannot be suppressed with powerful offense, support and disruption, fighting in melee by default. With a basic synapse, I shall call you Enrique. Alongside is Pano with an Inquisitor. Offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee but can get specialized ranged weapons, also known as Piano and Alice and some other things, I think. Red team is Eldar, I don't know what his name is, but it's a Farseer, support hero fighting in melee with some powerful buffs and control. Is it meant to be a heart? Maybe, I don't know these newfangled things. And alongside is a veteran, it's Asmondeus, with a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that can leap into combat, some powerful disruption and support. He's sprinting around to get onto this contested power point. But here come the lasguns. Destructor says leave. They did retreat in time, I think. Meanwhile, Sentinel getting into a flanking position and negating the cover of these Guardians. Hive Tyrant showing up, scaring the Guardians away, and the Farseer pushing through here. Getting on the Termagant Brood. Maybe she can kill a model before she has to run. But maybe not. Hive Tyrant is trying to attack. Oh, she gets one. So this map is a little bit lopsided in that one player looks after both of the natural powers. On this side, it is Asmondeus. On the other side, it's the Tyranid player, Mostafa. Howling Banshees up for both players. These are Asmondeus's. Are they using different schemes and stuff? They are. Sentinel sees off the Banshees there. They can maybe grab this contested power. Now rotating mid are the Eldar. Guardians be capping. Asmondeus doesn't want to push without knowing what's here. And both blue players are here. Artillery spotters on the way for Pano. And they have some more guardsmen up. Where's the Inquisitor though? She's off the field. Pushed all the way back there by the Warlock, I think. Meanwhile, power melee kicks from the Howling Banshees, taking down the Hive Tyrant. That would have been a big synapse bomb, but I don't think anything was close enough. Or maybe those guys. 485, 485, 2-1 though for the red team here. Catachan Devils on the way for Pano. Some Ravener Brood action for Mostafa. And they are on the power here, the Eldar fellas. Whole bunch of Guardians with their pew-pew. And Banshees slicing things up. Destructor in from Asmondeus. We may see some Immolator action, eh? Warlock getting a bit low now. Moving on to some more gens are the Banshees, and so is all the pew-pew. Can they get a full power bash and a decap? They have the east side all red as well. Warlock has to run, took a bit of an awkward route, and Hammer of the Witches hammers him to death. Starting ability of the Inquisitor, she has a crossbow bolt pistol now. One thing I didn't realize about Hammer of the Witches, it's amazing the things you learn by reading update notes. Apparently it gives the Inquisitor a 5% damage buff after she uses it for some number of seconds. I don't know why Relic put that in, but it's there. Apparently they're just going to remove it since it's a bit awkward and pointless. But there's a little bit more damage after she uses it for some reason. Would be nice maybe if she debuffed the target specifically to do more damage to them, maybe. One of those ways perhaps they could upgrade abilities as the unit levels or as the hero levels. Look how red the map is. Another Ravener Brood for Mostafa. Rangers up for the Farseer. They do have their long rifles in. And a Shuriken Cannon for Asmondeus, who's down over there, of course. What's that? Oh, that was Crippling Volley, making those Shuriken fellas wiggle around a bit weirdly. Catachan's now taking ranged fire. Howling Banshees have the aspect of strength for Asmondeus, and the Farseer, no aspect for these ones. War gear then? No, I guess all the power was spent on the Rangers and getting their long rifles in with Pathfinder gear. Blue team taking mid. Trying to, Catachan's having to back off it. Banshees just threatening. You have your stomp. No stomp yet for the Sentinel. Pano not trying to push against that at the moment. Catachan's getting an angle though. May see that grenade launcher fired in. Nope. Doesn't like the look of it. And we do have battle equipment for the Guardians. I hear Banshees war shouting. It's Asmondeus. Found some isolated guardsmen, and they cannot do anything against Howling Banshees, basically, if they get into range like that, so we need to run. Where's the DPS on this thing again? Over 30 DPS on that. And I think she retains... Doesn't tell me here. I think she retains decent melee damage as well. Now we have aspect of strength for the Farseer's Banshees as well. There's tier 2 for Pano. Dropping guardsmen along the way, hey? Completely missed that. Some dead guardsmen there. Those guys coming back out of base. Not sure where the guardsman died. I'm so good at my job, you guys. Hive Tyrant on the mid. Shuriken's not facing the right way, or kind of is. Double burrow strike. Little bit overkill maybe. Could have kept the other one available for another jump somewhere, but I guess there was nothing else. Oh, it's not really a jump, is it? It's a burrow. Farseer revives the Warlock, who flees. Oh no, he's just fleeting away. Or is he retreating? No, he's just fleeting away. Big VP lead opened up for the red team here. Pano needs to make their next purchase count a lot. Mostafa not that far away. The Eldar players are in tier 2 and going. Maybe a Bane Wolf up, you know. I can never remember how much red it is, but they might be waiting for the red to come in. 274 to 485, a single cap for the red team. Big push here from the blue, trying to get some map back. Did decap red team's natural VP. That was a big Spirit Stone heal you saw there. Banshee's yelling, suppressing the Raveners, getting some good specials. Hive Tyrant getting stuck in, and there's a crippling volley, locking these Guardians in place. It does damage when it hits, right? Because there's a bunch of fire that pops up. I don't think it does damage over time. I think it just does a chunk of damage when it hits. Meanwhile, east side, it is indeed a Bane Wolf. That Chem Cannon. Bad news for this infantry. Banshee's getting on it, though, with a heavy melee spear. Chem Bomb goes in. Gonna wipe the Guardians, I think. Trying to, at least. That Chem Cannon also... Ouch. Big disruption there. Also debuff stuff that it hits. Banshee's still trying to get through. Distortion field is up. Now they're fighting Hormagaunts. Looks like the Bane Wolf has survived. Pathogen's coming in too. Are they looking for melee? They are not looking for melee. Have their Sarge with Melter Gun. Maybe they are. Banshee's giving chase. Are they going to be alright? Pano gets on retreat path. Stabs them a bit. I think they're okay. What was the Inquisitor up to? Oh, decapping that maybe. 192 to 485 on the VPs. The Bane Wolf is not going for the power. Does need some repairs. Venom brewed up for Mostafa. Oh, we have Wraithguard in play for Asmondeus. And Warp Spiders for the Farseer. Getting their aspect so they can chuck their Haywire Grenade. Also gives the Exarch dual Death Spinners. When they get him, that is. 1-to-1 cap. 300 VP lead. There's the Haywire. Banshees. Oh, these ladies don't have their Exarch. There we go, she's in. And there's Guide on them too. And Doom on the Bane Wolf. They really want this thing down, but that's a good burrow strike from the Raveners. Saving the Bane Wolf, perhaps. Might have been worth putting Doom up before the Haywire went in. Maybe it was already. 2-to-1 for blue now. Anything for Enrique? Nope. Oh, improved Synapse is in. Mid is turning red. No war gear for the Warlock. Wraithguard with their Wraith Cannons doing their thing. They will get the Spirit Seer effect from the Warlock being close by. Also by a Farseer being close by. It's only the Warp Spider Exarch that can't give them the Spirit Seer buffs. But of course you can get their own squad leader to do it. What is going on here? Not that the Warlock was in fire. Just the hotshot lasguns. Destructor. Didn't seem to hit very well. Howling Banshee's war shouting. Chasing off the Inquisitor, who got another decap on the east side. She's been tricky so far, getting lots of decaps all over Gaff. Infiltrated Stormtroopers. They can't do it for long though. And they're on the power, the blue team now. Venom cannons are very good at bashing power. Enrique, the Hive Tyrant, will decap as well. Banshees against Rippers. An easy fight, but the Rippers will hold them up and allow some DPS to pour in from the Stormtroopers there. Those big bursts of damage. Double cap now for the blue team. Almost level 2, Enrique. Double Raveners buffed by the ranged Synapse here. Right Lance in play with Guide on it. Not sure why. No vehicles here. That's not Guide. The Farseer is not here, you idiot. Meanwhile, more power bashing, this time from the Farseer. Crippling volley into Hammer of the Witches on the Exarch's head there. And the Bane Wolf shows up to clean up, but they did get all the gens down. A swift strike from the Farseer. Warp Spider's having to flee. Farseer was having a go at the node, but she has to flee too. Guardian still trying to do what they can. Nicely timed grenade on the Catechins. Pano tried to dodge it. You saw them try to dodge it. And then the kinetic pulse knocked them back in. Have you leveled yet, Bane Wolf? Almost. Enrico continues to pressure the southeast corner here. May get a full double power bash going. I'm not sure if the red team have got onto this one. I mean, there's one gen missing. So maybe they have. Tier 3 for both of the blue team players and for the Farseer. We'll see what the Wraith Guard can do here. Needs to be careful of friendly fire. The Hive Tyrant's going straight after him to tie them up in melee. Banshee's trying to stop that, but gets a good special. Banshees need to run, I think. Oh, friendly fire. Banshee's getting too close, and they are deaded. Purgatus, I don't think was actually needed, but was nicely timed regardless. 178 to 384. Crippling poison. Locking those guys down. Barn effect soon, says Mostafa. Pano gets some more guardsmen up to help repair stuff, because I guess they died. I keep missing guardsmen dying, apparently. Level 3 Inquisitor here also has Liber Heresius, a whole bunch of energy and energy regen. Strange that this thing, some things give a percentage. Rarely, but sometimes. Is it only the Inquisitor and the Demon Hunter? Maybe the Farseer as well? Other things will just give you a flat number. I guess it's fine. Here's your Wraith Guard. Little bit of XP, haven't really been able to bring them to bear fully yet. Hollow Fields infiltrating some stuffs. Bane Wolf has been repaired. Hasn't leveled quite yet. How's Enrique doing? No war gear. Makes me sad. Inquisitor in the wreckage of the Sentinel doing some decapping. Fully matured wreck point there, isn't it? Plus 20 for 2v2s. Pano predicting they are tier 2. They are actually tier 3. Well, Asmondeus just started. Oh, is that Kickin? Is that Farseer Kickin? Maybe. That's what they seem to be suggesting. I did look at the Steam profile, but it didn't show any other names. Warp throw. Forces a big retreats. Wraithguard getting some good volleys on the Bane Wolf. There's the Haywire. And I think they've got it because Banshees are coming in. Capillary Tower may be trying to block the push through, but didn't work out. Warlock is now fully kitted. Witchblade of Kernus, Cloak of Shadows, and Warp Throw. Or maybe that was Cloak of Shadows that we saw, not Hollow Fields. Either way, Infiltration's always handy, eh? Farseer levels the 3, Spirit Stones, and that Doombringer. And a Carnifex is indeed coming up. May see the Seer Council with those fancy spears they can get now. Or just chuck some Fire Dragons out. With Farseer support, they can be very, very nasty. Warp Spider's being used really well so far by the Farseer. Maybe it's Kickin, I'm not sure. 1-to-1 cap here. Banshee's yelling, forcing off a bunch of Tyranids. Mostafa off the field. Pano with a Leman Russ on the way. Vergatus, nicely timed again. Oh, that wrecked those Warp Spiders, eh? By nicely timed, I mean you can stop the ring at a certain point for the explosion to go off and hit units. You always get the stun, but if you want that little burst of damage, you've got to time the ring stopping. Howling Banshees, they still haven't leveled yet, these ladies. Asmondeus has lost their Banshees. We saw that earlier on over here. I'm not sure if they were... not sure if his were leveled up. What are you shooting at? Oh, the Tyranids. Catachin's getting into melee. One simple way to stop the Wraith Guard is to try and tie them up in melee. Oh, the Warlock's in there somewhere. Couldn't see him. Ethereal Slash doing some work. Carnifex has gone for Stranglethorn Cannon. Big old area of effect plasma cannon damage with suppression. It's quite nasty. Seers on the way, says Asmondeus, and indeed they are, and a Fire Prism is coming up for the Farseer. Bright Lance is in play. Carnifexes do have vehicle armor, so does the Leman Russ, of course. And with Guide, that could do some work, but it's off the field for now. Big push from the blue team now, countering out and getting straight onto the power. Oh, hits an object, doesn't hit the Guardians. Leman Russ going up the east side. Warmagun's looking for those Guardians. They might need a grenade to get out of this nicely. Oh, they're on the VP. Grenade is there. It's a good hit. Guardians then flee. Warmagunts have a little nibble, but they should be fine. Stormtroopers on the VP cap there. Can they get a triple going? We have a very sneaky webway up here, look. Knowing that the blue team have pushed up, they won't spot it being built. I mean, the warrior, Venom Brood will spot it though. Ogrin's on the way for Pano. Can provide a screen for the tank. And generally harass and harangle things. We've got a Seer Council up indeed. And they have their empowered spears. Providing a damage resistance aura around them to ranged fire. And a big threat to all targets these days with this. Triple cap is in though for the blue team. Going straight for that Carnifex. Isolated themselves though. There's a shotgun blast. Carnifex wants to go. Wants to suppress them. Distortion field on. Gonna get some backup. There's a Haywire. And that was an all-reliable grenade launcher, was it? Big damage there to the Carnifex. Seer Council still on it because it doesn't have melee resistance with the Stranglethorn Cannon, and it goes down with Wraith Guard and Bright Lance shooting at it. I don't think the Farseer was here, was she? Oh, she was. I don't think Doom was on it though. Ogrins are persuaded to leave by the scary Seer Council. Immediate impact from these guys. Got a decent chunk of XP as well. What is it? Stormtroopers? Yeah. I thought it was a bunker, but that would be maybe a strange place for it. Perhaps a repair bunker. On the west side. Blue team getting their natural VP back. Red team hitting back fast with a double here. Taking out that Carnifex too. There's another Carnifex though. Going Venom Cannon now. I'm sure the Fire Prism was helping as well, eh? Shooting that other Carnifex down. Leman Russ is quite low here. Wraith Guard getting some really good volleys on it. Oh, but they wipe. Did they wipe? No, there's still one standing there, but now they wipe. Asmondeus losing track of those Wraith Guard, and they were doing some good work as well. Down to 50 VPs, the blue team. Not sure what had Asmondeus' attention. Oh, maybe this side over here. Must have been that side. Bullgrin's up now for Pano. Double the Stormtroopers in play. We just saw those other ones come in, and the Farseer getting some Seer Council of her own. Fire Prism being kept at maximum range. This is generally how you want to use most range units, but very much for Fire Prisms because they're going to be so vulnerable to hard anti-vehicles such as this terrifying Vanquisher cannon here. There's your Bullgrins on the left side of the screen. They can at least suppress the Seer Council. And they're taking a bunch of damage from the Stormtroopers. They are regular infantry armor, these guys, so they won't get any resistance from las guns and stuff, the piercing damage. Fight natural, says Pano. Carnifex has turned around. Bullgrins are here. Ready to get in. Warlock could mess them up with warp throws and stuff. And Imperial slashes. Down to 44 VPs, the blue team. And look at this. A push on the western edge. Tyrant Guard is up. There's the Seer Council, though, of the Farseer getting their spears, and they will mess up that Tyrant Guard. Doing huge amounts of damage. Huge amounts. That's with the power melee. Now into heavy melee, so they can mess it up even if it goes into shield wall, which it has. Howling Banshees tried to get the cap, but the Hormagaunt scared them off. Down goes the Tyrant Guard, leveling the Banshees. And Pano, though, grabbing this VP. Almost leveled the Leman Russ. Bullgrins, well, they got a chunk of XP as well. How'd they do that? Level 3 Hive Tyrant. Any other war gear we can see? No. The same stuff. That webway's still there. I don't think Mostafa's been back to base yet, maybe is why. Or were they? 2-1 for blue. Needs to be careful here, the Farseer. There's a lot of stuff coming at him. And doesn't want to try and stay in and do damage, just take more. Bit of an awkward retreat from the Seer Council, but they'll be okay. They are quite tough. 500 hit points per model with that much mobility. And mobility, you know, adds to your survivability, of course. Guardians on capping duty. There's another Fire Prism here from Asmondeus this time. Seer Council leading the line. There's a lot of stuff for them to take on. There's Distortion Field again. Warlock is in there. Keep missing where he is. Definitely in there. Hell Fury dropped into the back line. Oh, is that going to wipe the right lance? I think it may do. One hit point, it does go down. Bullgrins took huge amounts of damage there. That's what they're there for. Only lost one model. Down goes the Fire Prism too. Blue team starting to turn the corner. Still 2 Seer Council on the field though. Big Spirit Stones heal. Banshees, were they shot to death? Oh, they were shot to death. Hive Tyrant can't fight the Seer Council very well. And that is a time field, and that is a big deal in these engagements now late game. The big 2v2 fights, if they happen. Time field could be the difference. There's a Haywire on a Leman Russ. Seer Council go after it now. Purgatus is there though to stun them. And then Crippling Volley. And then a Hammer of the Witches. And she still has half of her energy bar. Does she even need Liber Heresius? I guess this makes sure she can use them again off cooldown, eh? 44 to 83. Inquisitor now goes for the central VP. With a tank backing her up. Farseer poking with the Doombringer. Seer Council coming in. These are Asmondeus's. Fire Prism would have knocked her off, I think, so she just runs. Does the Inquisitor. What is this guarding the VP here? It's Hormagaunt Brood. Webway there. Surprised they didn't go after it. They must have known it was used, surely. Carnifex is a bit battered. So is the Leman Russ, actually. They've kept him alive. 44.79. The Farseer's next purchase absolutely vital here. And for Asmondeus, it's a D-cannon. Could do huge amounts of damage. Could do barely anything if it just gets pushed. Double Leman Russes now for Pano. Hell Fury dropped in again. Need some time field caps as Asmondeus. There's Use Your Shield. Down goes the Fire Prism. Time field is in there too. But a good engagement again for the blue team. And these guys are going for VP. Red team also going for VP. Carnifex shut down by the Haywire. Seer Council trying to fight it, but it's a Thornback. So has melee resistance and is very scary in melee itself. That's the response to the Seer Council. I dare you to fight me, he's saying. 44.59. Blue team definitely in the ascendancy. The red team need like nukes and stuff to go well, I think, to have a chance now. D-cannon getting caught on movement. Warlock. Warp throwing, but misses. Tank shot misses. D-cannon shooting. There we go. Big old D-cannon shot. Love to see it back. That's a singularity. Everything dodges it, though. So they have their natural back. Can they make a move on the central VP, or is it better to split their forces? Asmondeus not happy with the state of Eldar anti-vehicle, perhaps. Here comes a Guardian weapon platform. They did not get Fire Dragons up, and the Wraith Guard were doing well before they were lost. Hive Tyrant may get taken down here. There's Haywire again. There's Bergatus. The Hive Tyrant did go down. Enrique. Poor Enrique. Time field again. Nicely placed on those double stormtroopers. You can't attack while you're time fielded. I don't know why. It's like it slows down time so much that you can't pull the trigger. Seer Council taking on the world in their 2-1 for blue. They're going to get the victory. Eldar just couldn't keep the pace up, couldn't keep the pressure up after some vital losses, I think. Inquisitor was used really well. Enrique was just kind of a bruiser. There's the game. GG indeed. And the blue team take it. We had a level 4 Hive Tyrant in retreat at the end. Level 7 Inquisitor also in retreat, although standing still. Level 4 Farseer also retreating, and a Warlock hanging out at base level 3. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see ya next time.